Right. South Africa's Social Security Agency has launched a large-scale review of hundreds of thousands of grant beneficiaries, placing many payments on hold after identifying cases where requirements were not met. The process has already uncovered numerous discrepancies and resulted in the suspension of thousands of grants as officials work to ensure that public money is directed only to people who meet the qualifying criteria. For more, let's speak to the South African Social Security Agency's CEO. That's Mr. Themba Matlou, who joins us now. CEO, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it. Take us back slightly, if you will. This process started, I think it was last year. We've tried to follow it from the start. But let's remind our audience again, what prompted such a large-scale review of the beneficiaries of SASSA?
Thank you again, Arabile, and let me also greet the viewers at home. Yes, Arabile, you'll remember that 2025-26, we have started the process of grant review. We are guided by the social assistance regulations that requires that from time to time, you need to check the people that you're paying, that you're paying the right people. This is very important because there's legislative requirements and also to keep the efficiency of the grant system. We have started this process and also to emphasize, Arabile, that our client knows, or some of them who doesn't know, that when you do application of a grant, you are expected to disclose your financial circumstances. There's quite a set of information that you request from you, and they supply that information. Then once the grant has been approved, there is a process that is expected that biannually, you need to conduct a review just to make sure that the people that are the right people. You don't have some people that don't qualify in the process. Essentially because once a person applies, you'll find that their financial circumstances and also economic changes over time. People get employment and so forth. So when people get employment, because you will know that the grant is actually meant for those that are facing undue hardship. So it then necessarily say that you actually no longer qualifies. So hence it is important that once you change, financial circumstances have changed, you notify SASSA that I'm now working. I'm getting money, so then come forward for review. Hence we then launched this very rigorous process last year in 2025. And have communicated to the nation and say, we need to maintain the integrity of the SASSA system.
Sure.
That's essentially where we started. Yeah.
My question then is, you said it's a biannual thing. Does that mean you actually have been checking twice a year, every year?
Yes, no. Initially, let me say in terms of our regulation, it's a biannual thing. But as time goes, you need to make sure that the people that you pay, and also when you receive the statistics that says there's a number of people that are, so to say, fraudulent cases that are in your system.
Yeah.
We then had to engage with National Treasury and say, we need to ramp up our system because you need to save public funds and we need to make sure that we've got a credible system. So this is a day-to-day operation where you need to improve the efficiency. Hence, we started the process of doing reviews monthly so that we make sure that on a monthly basis, we do what we call data check with various institutions.
Okay.
Like credit bureau,
Yeah.
so that we check NSFAS, SARS. So it's a part of an operational efficiency that we are bringing in the system.
Okay, so that means you're going to be having basically an as accurate a system as possible, as much as possible, almost on a monthly basis is something you'll be checking. I believe you've already had, at the bare minimum, 70,000 suspended grant recipients as well. Are you able to share the main reasons for why those were suspended?
Yeah, like I indicated that we're working with different institutions. We're working with the Credit Bureau and as far as SARS. We were able to draw out data and then we did data checks, and we found about 420,000 that are due for reviews for many reasons. People are working, circumstances have changed, they've gained assets, and so forth and so forth. So out of that, we then had to run a process of notification. We've notified almost the majority of these clients to come forward. And indeed, they came forward. Some of them, we had about 240,000 that came forward for reviews. And out of that, we found that, yes, 70,000 of them have gained employment or they've gained some sort of additional income. Therefore, they no longer qualify in terms of the SASSA grant system.
So I believe that means that it's what, 44 million that is ultimately saved in terms of disbursement to those people. Is that correct?
Yes, when you look at the financial gains on the side of government fiscals, we're sitting at 44 million per month that we're saving. And we're estimating that if we continue this way, we should be able to save government's money about $500 million a year.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. There could be a concern that partnering up with credit bureaus might actually unfairly affect vulnerable people. How do you address a concern like that?
Yeah, well, we had that quite a number of times. There will be a dispute that this information that is right, it is not accurate, it is not reflecting my status. So what we do, we say, no, it's fine, you make a representation, because we don't just unilaterally review the grant without receiving a representation from a client. We will then do that, and if the information still persists that we need to disqualify you, we have set what we call an appeal process that we advise you to lodge an appeal with an independent tribunal, which is largely handled by the Department of Social Development to relook at the complaints and also compare the statistics, the information that was supplied to us. It can always be reconsidered if there's some unjust that has happened to our client.
CEO, allow me to actually engage with part of our audience who are watching this morning, because we asked them in our poll question, do you trust SASSA to review these grant beneficiaries fairly as well as accurately? We gave them 3 options of yes, no, as well as somewhat. We'll get to the answers of what the poll says in a moment, but I wanted to maybe go to this comment that has been put forward by Khabunewe, saying that, good morning team, I'm saying no, because there are always communication challenges. Many beneficiaries, particularly in rural areas, do not receive notifications, leading to sudden, unexpected suspensions. Has SASSA improved its communications, especially to more rural areas, because those beneficiaries would obviously need to know these sorts of announcements?
No, I think it's true, Arabile, that sometimes reaching the rural areas can be a challenge, but we have our footprint in the entire country, more than 390-something local offices that we have. And we have partnered with the various stakeholders. You know, we're working with Mahoshis, we're working with local councillors, traditional leadership in different local authorities. And also, we partnered with the local community radio stations. We do deploy our officials to go and disseminate this information, because we know that some of the beneficiaries that we have, you find that they've changed the contact information. And we are saying that the moment they change contact information, they need to alert SASSA that my address, my cell phones have changed. Because you will see that when we send notification to them, sometimes it bounces back, it doesn't reach the people. Hence, I'm saying alternatively, then we will then engage through community radio stations. Sure. and various sorts of community structures. And they will be able to come forward to SASSA if they know that this information is happening. I mean, it's affecting me. And on the system side, we're running what we call data purification process, where we are actually cleaning the database that we have now so that we have the relevant information and up-to-date information of the client.
Okay, very important one there. Let's go to the results then of this poll, because look at that, no is really at a very, very high percentage there. That's what, 86%, just with regards to the trust on whether SASSA would be able to review the grant beneficiaries fairly and accurately. Is there a way for you to respond to that, to offer assurances to beneficiaries to restore this trust? Because 86% of the people, and I can accept that it's not everybody, right? It's just the people who perhaps were able to vote on the show, but it is resounding. How do you restore trust in SASSA?
We just need to emphasize to our client that they have the rights to receive the social grant. No one will be disadvantaged at all. We're just seeking cooperation with our people, that let's look at the mechanism in which we review what you are getting now. But we can assure you that we have actually even built capacity, because the number of issues that our people are discouraged is because you have got long queues when you go to these offices. They are not able to be assisted within set turnaround times. We've sort of built a lot of technological innovations to assist our people, especially when you look at the digital transformation spectrum. We've put in a self-service platform that people can always check their status through their own cell phones. They don't necessarily have to go to the offices, because we know that some of this information, our people don't know it. Then they get discouraged.
Sure.
So we just encouraging them to make use of the technology that we've established as an organization. And when there's any query, they can always elevate those issues to management of SASSA so that we're able to assist them. So, yeah, I think that's what I can say, Arabi.
Okay. CEO, just as a final question then, taking into consideration what you've made note of with the technology, etc., what are the long-term reforms that SASSA will put in place to ensure that the system itself is more efficient and less vulnerable, especially to fraud?
Yeah, true. We are running a very big project called modernization and automation to make the process as seamless as possible. For example, I indicated that we are busy developing a mobile app for SASSA, which we want our beneficiaries to at least look at the mobile app. They don't have to go and walk long distances. And we are strengthening the self-service platforms so that they can just check their statuses. That's what we call EQIC, electronic know your customer, where people can always use that. So we are strengthening that. We do have some of those in place now. And also on the side of making sure that we don't have people that are not eligible, fraudulent cases and so forth, we've already implemented the biometric verification system that is largely linked to Home Affairs and also other government department systems. So it assists us to immediately verify when the person is the right person that we're paying. So you will see that since we have done that, Arabile, from last year we had about 1,530 something cases of fraud. We have reduced drastically that this year, only to find we received only 500 cases. So you can see that drastically we are dealing with this issue. We should be able to reduce this to zero as the year progressed. So we have put quite a lot of systems that should help us.
Yeah. CEO, really appreciate your time. Thank you so much. And I think very important conversation to, of course, assist all those who are beneficiaries of SASSA and the grant system as well. SASSA CEO Themba Matlou, they're joining us to help us unpack just the crackdown on improper grant disbursements.